So here's my idea. Okay, so what I was thinking is we can use the Google Sheet to collect the data, and then we'll design a chart. And I'm gonna make a bar graph, but yeah, if you wanted to get fancier, like maybe like a trend line, like a line graph or something like that, we can do those also. But I was gonna use a bar graph, and you know what? Let me check. Yeah, a bar or a line graph. Okay, so I'll do a bar graph, and then we can do a line graph too. Um, okay, so now, oh, yeah, replied to me, but okay, let me do this really fast. Okay, so we'll do the sheets, and then so from here, and then we do the chart, and then the chart is what we publish, and then so my idea was to, um, if all the students are on Schoology, we can have it to where it'll publish here, and then in real time, it gets updated. So as the teachers or whoever's in charge of updating it, whether if it's shared between across classes, I guess you could do something like that. And then as they update it, they just have to refresh, and then once they refresh, then the chart gets updated, which means then it's updated in Schoology, and they could look at it. Um, or you could even post it like on a website if you wanted to do something like that too. But okay, so what I did when I was testing this was, I don't know how y'all are gonna set it up, but in my mind, I was thinking, okay, so students, so each row is a student, right? So student, and then like let's say this was student one, and then I'm gonna do for this example, I'm gonna make 20. Okay, so there's 20 students, and then the same for chore. So I'm gonna say this is chore one, and then let's I guess we'll do 5 chores. Okay, so kind of resize these so that way it doesn't mess me up. Okay, so now we have 5 chores. So then my idea, what I was thinking is, so then down the road, so like if they did chore one, it could be like, yeah, they did it. One is they did it. 0, they didn't. That's kind of what I was thinking. And if maybe week 2 they have that same chore one, and then they did it again, so then now it's 2, and then this one's doing it for the first time, then it's 1. But the way the data accumulates, we can, whatever makes more sense to you, we can do that. Like if y'all already have something put together, we can do that, and it's just a matter of accumulating the scores. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some random numbers, so that way we have some data. So the lowest is going to be 0, and then 1, and I'm gonna actually, you know what? Let me do this again. I'm gonna do okay lowest. I'm gonna just because we want numbers. I'm gonna say like within a week. So like let's say chore one, they had 5 opportunities. So like on Monday, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if they did chore one every day of the week, they could earn up to 5. And again, this could be any way that you want. So there's 5 chores that they could complete in any one day. Okay, so I'm just gonna run some random numbers, and then that way we have data in here so we can visualize this thing. Oops, not too far. Okay, throw some of this in here. Okay, so now we have random data. Get rid of this so it doesn't mess me up. Okay, so now here's how we can graph it, or at least me. The first there will be a bar graph, but again, we can use a line graph if you wanted to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight all the data. Okay, so here's our data set. And then over here on the top right is actually this one right here, insert, zoom into it, insert chart. Okay, and I'm going to click on it, and then it's going to default to what it thinks we want it to build. And so it usually, this is kind of what I want, but not really, because I want to stack it. So like right now it has, yeah, I like the way the x-axis looks, because it's by students. So all of our 20 students are down here, and then this way is just the numbers accumulated, and then each little bar is whether they did or they didn't do it. And I want to stack it so that way again we can compare students and what they earned throughout the. So I guess this would be like a day. No, well, this way would be a day. Yeah, these numbers would be when they would accumulate like across week 1, week 2, week 3, all that stuff. Okay, so now I'll leave it as a column chart, which is okay because I want a column, but I want to stack it. So right here, it says none right now, so I'm going to hit standard. And so now it stacks it. So the blue one is, I think that's 1. Oh, well, here's the legend up here. So Chore 1 is blue, Chore 2 red. Okay, so that's our little color legend. And then I'll show you how to change all this stuff too. If it starts to look too busy and you want to kind of hide some of the data, we can do that as well. So it's cleaner for the students. Okay, so now we have our stacked column chart. The stacking is standard. That's just the data range that we had already selected. On the x-axis, right across the bottom, is our student, which is how we wanted it. If we wanted to aggregate it, we could do that, but that gives us like totals and all that stuff. But I'm not gonna. I like the way this looks right here. Use row when it's headers. Yeah, that just means these are the headers it's using. Okay, which is perfect. And we can actually switch it another way if we wanted to do that. Look at it by chore. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change it back. Uncheck that one so it goes back the way it was. And then use column A as labels. So column A, these are the labels, which is okay. Right? And then, okay, so that's it for the setup. Okay, now the next thing is we can customize it if you wanted to change the colors and all that stuff. So I'm going to click right here on customize. And so here's where we have all the different ways we can customize it. So the chart style, if I drop that one down, here's where I could change, if I wanted to change the background color, if I wanted to make it orange, I could do things like that. But I'm going to leave it as none for now. And then the font, if you want to change the theme, like make it a little bit more easier on the eyes. I'm going to put it on veranda. Veranda is usually what I pick. And then a border color if you wanted to do that. Oh, and actually see how it made it transparent? I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to make the background color white. So that way now it's not transparent. You might want to do that. Actually, I'll show you in a little bit where that might be useful. But for now, I'm just going to leave it white. And then, okay, so that's the chart style. And then the access, so if you wanted to, like this right here where it says student, and it's pretty obvious because they're going to know, they're going to look for their names. So if you wanted to get rid of these just to kind of make it more clean and there's less words to distract, what I usually do is, there's not a way to delete it, but what you can do is just change the text to white. And once it's white, it's, it goes away. And if you ever wanted to bring it back, you just kind of, you gotta like double click on it. You gotta kind of, since it's hidden, or actually we changed the color to white, it's kind of hard, so you just kind of have to click around to find it. Okay, so I just hid that. And then the other things that I usually hide too are like these major lines. I mean, if you wanted to, but usually I'll hide those just because it's less busy. And so you can, look for it in here. But what I usually do, and what's easier, is I'll just hover my mouse, and then when it gives me the the gray, I'll just click on it once, and then what that does is it automatically selects it in here for me, so I don't have to try to find it, in here. So then once it opens it up, then I can do my little tweaks to it. So right now it took it away, so that just looks a lot cleaner. These numbers right here, yeah, I probably would get rid of those because really more what they might be interested is just how high they are, and the numbers not so much. But if you wanted to have it there, you could. So again, I'll just click on it once, so that way the little blue border is selected, and then I'll come over here, and then I will look for something to hide it. Let's see, okay, I don't see anything here to hide it. Oh, no, that's right, the text color. So instead of auto, I'm gonna make it white. And so once I make it white, it goes away. And then, okay. Oh, I was recording. Well, hold on. I can pause it. Hold on. I'll be right back.